Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Phil Elias, joined on the camera as I am each basketball night by sophomore Emma Freilich. And we are just about ready to go. It is Friday, January 26th, just about 7:30 in the evening. Thank you. Troy Lanier. It's 7:30 in the evening. We're ready to tip it off. The Baldwin Highlanders and the Upper St. Clair Panthers are ready to roll in this sectional matchup. It's the second meeting of the two teams. They met earlier in the year, and St. Clair won by 6. Highlanders win and control the tip and then promptly turn it over. Starting for the Baldwin Highlanders is number 0, junior Troy Lanier, number 2, junior Sean Gripper, number 4, senior Christian Boggs, number 13, senior Andrew Degenhart, and number 50, senior, the big boy, Dorian Ford. Panthers are tied up on their first offensive possession. Net result is a jump ball. The arrow coming off of that Baldwin tip possession, favored the Panthers. Your starting 5 is, as it has been, number 21, Ben Sandusky, running the baseline, to number 10, the sophomore, Luke Gensler, who has been heating up in the back half of this season. He just dropped a tray and give your Panthers a 3-0 lead. And rounding out the starting 5, number 13, Chris Pantelis. Wonderful article on him in this week's Almanac. Chris is heading off to John Hopkins to play football and presumably to study as well. I think it mentioned or referenced that he may or may not have an interest in medical or in medicine, specifically to be a doctor. And Hopkins got a great pre-med program. So we got Sandusky, the older boy, Christopher Pantelis I've introduced. 22, Luke Gensler hits a 3-bomb. Luke Geisler, number 10, senior, almost on key, gives number 2, Sean Gipler, for the Highlanders the business. I beg your pardon, they called that on Ben. At any rate, Luke Geisler, number 10, senior. And then, of course, rounding out the starting 5, Tanner Gensler. I got him as a top 5 kid in the Whippeals this year. Number 23, senior, being recruited heavily by, among others, those Marietta Pioneers, the pesky Pios. Marietta, a wonderful college, sits at the confluence of the Ohio River and, that's right, the Muskegon. A great small town in America. The Muskegon, or Marietta Pioneers have got an interest. And Tanner Gensler, at any rate, from the left corner, and I think he's going to Bucknell. That was Ben Sandusky hitting a tray from down deep to give your Panthers a 6-0 lead. I think Ben's off to... that's a charge on a big board, Dorian Ford. We'll turn it around and send it back this way. We'll get your seniors straight and what their future plans are by senior night. Senior night here will be after conference play. They will have a non-conference game against the Fox Chapel Foxes, and we'll spend a little time, and I'll spend some time beforehand, but we'll spend some time that evening talking about our seniors. And I'll do a little homework on them, find out where they're going, what they're up to, and if they're staying out of trouble or not. A little give and go. Sandusky underneath left side. Angle was too steep. Back this way, T. Gens with the steal. Feeds it to younger brother Luke. Luke is on the left side of that rim. And just like that, your Panthers have jumped to an 8-0 lead. And I think Em and I will go to a quick break. We'll see you in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 8-0 St. Clair leads. Phil Elias and Emma Freilich. I think we had a tilted view for the first 45 seconds or so of that game. Emma, or I should say it's first 3 minutes. You think it's straight, Emma? We thank the parents who bring this camera and set it up every day. We thank them immensely. But there's a bubble, a leveling bubble on the camera, and you got to get the air pocket in the middle of the leveling bubble. And when you do, that indicates you've got a flat screen. You should not do it on site or what you think is flat. 8-2 Highlanders from the right side. And a travel back this way. Trying to think of the, who's the explorer? Balboa Park in San Diego. He's one of the first guys, certainly others had seen the Pacific Ocean, but he was the first explorer to notate the existence of the Pacific Ocean. Of course, at that time, if you'd look out on the horizon, you would think what? You would think the world is flat. Of course, it's not. There's more to it than meets the eye. The same holds true when you set up cameras. 8-2, 4:22 remaining in the first quarter of this sectional matchup. Baldwin Highlanders against the 16-1 Upper St. Clair Panthers. The Panthers continue to grind and win. Actually, I believe playing their best basketball of the year right now. 8-2 with 4 to play in the first. Highlanders set up now, a little more deliberate in their offensive set. Working inside against this man-to-man concept that the Panthers employ. And they just turn him over. Here comes Andrew Casey, somehow snuck onto the court without me knowing. He gets loose on the right side. He's good for 2. Andrew's a junior. He checked in. Ben Sandusky checked out, and sitting on the at the scores table right now is sophomore David Pantelis. Looking for his time on the hardwoods. 10-2 St. Clair leads. 3.5 to play in the first quarter, and the Panthers have turned the Highlanders over again here. Early, a little lob bust. Pantelis to Gensler. 3-ball coming. Casey in rhythm and feeling it a little bit. Knocks down a 3. Highlanders are going to have to watch it. They don't want to get down big on the road against a good opponent, etc., etc. 13-2, 3 to go. Panthers with a very impressive win over Peters Township. Just like that, Chris Pantelis' turnover machine. It's now 15-2, but St. Clair came off a very impressive win where they dispatched Peters Township. And man, that's a 4th straight trip down the court. Turn them over, give and go. This team is in unison. This team is working well. It's 17-2. They were off to a smoking hot start. There's 2:40 left to play. They've had a hell of a lot, I beg your pardon, they've had a heck of a lot of really good spurts this year. I don't know if they've played better than that right there. It's a full timeout. We'll stay here. 17-2 Panthers. How does it look? Are we straight up there? We're going to go to a break and fix the camera. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Phil Elias and Emma Freilich. Boy, we got a screwy camera. Ball went off the inbounds pass. Andrew Degenhart for 2. 17-4. The Panthers right back at you. 17-4 with 2.5 to play. Chris Pantelis was fouled underneath. I was saying before we went to break that was the quickest start the Panthers have had this year, I think by far. A big sectional matchup. All these sectional games are so big. Yeah, the Panthers getting into a situation now where they're grinding through this section. After today, they have at Cannon Mac, home for Bethel. I think they're at Lebo, and then home for Fox Chapel. I may be missing one game in there. But the sectional matchups, as they're on the back half of the section now, are fewer. You'll work on a really, really good position in the playoffs. Panthers add to the lead, 21-4, now up by 17. Boy, they just turned him over. That was just spectacular. Pantelis, with the right up in the almanac, is just out there doing everything. 24-20, and this game is out of hand with 1:20 left. I mean, goodness gracious. Now you got the other Pantelis freaking out. Oh, Luke Gensler, 3-ball. Oh, unconscious, 27-4. I mean, just a stunning display. Under a minute to play, 23-point lead. David Pantelis, and why not left side? Give it to him, 29-4. This thing is absolutely out of control early. 25-point deficit, like lightning. Highlanders with a little teardrop trying to stop the bleeding. 30 seconds to play in the first half, and it's a 23-point lead. I don't know where to start. Luke Gensler with 8. Andrew Casey with 9. Pantelis is creating turnover galore. We got big Gens down here, a little Gempy on the right-hand side. We got to keep an eye on that. My goodness, 25.7 to play. And I got to tell you, I mean, it's a lot of time left on that clock, but goodness, do these guys have their hands full. 31-6, under 10 to play. St. Clair with a press, 10 to play. The big man Dorian Ford with the bunny underneath makes it 31-8. We'll get a 3-ball one time here out of Sandusky. Can't get it to work. 31-8 after 1. Welcome back to the second quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Phil Elias and Emma Frederick on the camera. It's 31-8 after 1. My math said that's a 23-point lead. St. Clair absolutely on fire. Maybe Baldwin going to try to get it into the big man down there, Dorian Ford. You know, we got a scoreboard here with players and their numbers on it. I wish we'd get that straight. We don't even know what 5 are on the floor. Gensler underneath. Gets a 2 to drop. St. Clair with a pretty aggressive press. I'm not sure who's working that scoreboard over there. I haven't been for years. We've got a great scoreboard here. Looks like the St. Clair side is updating, but number 50, the big man, Dorian Ford, is on the floor right now, and the scoreboard does not indicate it. (33-10) with 7.5 to play. I really wish I'd get, okay, we got big Dorian on the board now. He's got 4 points. He's got both of them underneath. Obviously, that's where the big guy's going to play. See if they start to try to work it to him underneath. And another 2 good from underneath, and see if they can't get it. It's a scrappy Baldwin team. They've had some success this year. Obviously not the start they were looking for. 3 ball coming from Andrew Casey. I beg your pardon, that was Tanner Gensler from way out. He's good for 3. Student section here again in good numbers. Theme for tonight, I'm going to guess, Emma, the theme for tonight over there is USA. See a couple of 1980 Lake Placid shirts. Mike Ruziani appears to be in the front row there. The USA sweater with the C on it. Highlanders dribble drive the left side. Maybe a little too much so, guilty of a foul. That's their 3rd team foul. St. Clair has 3. 36-12. 6.5 to play. Danny Holzer left hand in the air, indicating some sort of set that he wants to run on this offensive possession. It's T. Gens against the big man Ford. Goes in. Ford defends him well. St. Clair will inbound the ball underneath their rim. Another good crowd, too. Had good crowds, good attendance, and obviously very enthusiastic student sections this year. Chris Pantelis finds open Luke Gensler. Little too strong. It's off the back of the iron. Rebound, Chris Pantelis finds Ben Sandusky. Back to Panto, right corner, 3 ball. Can't get it to work. Big man Dorian Ford takes the rebound down. And here come the Highlanders working hard to get to the rim. It's senior Christian Boggs. Aggressive move to the right side of the rim, and he's fouled going up. He will shoot 2. 36-12, 5:51 to play. This first half. Baldwin Highlanders. Did you know that Senator Orrin Hatch of Utah, Republican senator who I believe is retiring at the end of his term, his alma mater, Baldwin. He's on the wall there as you go and watch a game there by the gymnasium, the snack bar, which is not a bad snack bar. They got those Philadelphia pretzels and a pretty good hot dog. Andrew Casey from the left side. But if you make a left and you head down the hallway from that snack shop at Baldwin right by the gym, you'll see, I think it's a Hall of Fame, and or maybe it's just notable alumni, but Orrin Hatch's plaque is on the wall there. A 3 ball from the right side, can't work, rebound taken away, Luke Geisler. Geisler gives it to Casey, left side, that thing was halfway down, can't get it to work. Well, they called him OB there. I'm so sure I saw that. But Orrin Hatch, notable Baldwin graduate. Dave Wanstad, former head coach of the Pitt Panthers, Chicago Bears, Miami Dolphins, a Baldwin grad. Spent some time this week, speaking of Dave Wanstad, Coach Wanstad, with a Mount Lebanon resident by the name of Tony Wise, Coach Wise. Coach Wise lives in Lebo. He's lived there since he came to Pittsburgh with Coach Wanstad to be the Pitt Panthers offensive line coach. And he stayed with Pitt through Coach Wanstad's tenure here. And then as that staff was removed, Coach Wise decided to retire, and he stayed in Mount Lebanon. 1 second, please. What? I'm sorry to interrupt this broadcast. My son wants a Gatorade. So Coach Wise lives in Mount Lebanon. There you are, $2. Take 2, not 3. Thank you. That's a 3 ball from the left side. Chris Pantelis, hot and getting hotter. Big right up in the almanac. 41-13 your score. Anyway, Coach Wise lives in Mount Lebanon. Fascinating guy. He coached with Wanstad, or Wani as he calls him, at Pitt. He was with Coach Wanstad when Coach Wanstad was the head coach of the Chicago Bears He was with Coach Wannstedt when Coach Wannstedt was the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. And the two of them, Wani and Wise, got to the Dolphins as Chris Pantelis is just cutting loose now for another 2. Gives him a dozen on the ice. But he and Wani got to Miami with Jimmy Johnson. The Dallas Cowboys, that's big Dorian Ford there. We're going to stay here for the break, 43-15. But so Wannstedt was the defensive coordinator in Dallas. Jimmy Johnson was the head coach. Tony Wise was the offensive line coach there. They were there when they won the Super Bowl against the Bills. And Tony, Coach Wise, got his start with Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson, I don't know if he was a head coach. I think he was the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma State. May have been head coach. In fact, he was. He was OC, and then he went to head coach at Oklahoma State. I don't know how they met one another as grad assistants at Pitt way back. And then Coach Wise became Jimmy Johnson's offensive line coach. And Coach Wise goes from Oklahoma State to the U down in Miami, where they win a national championship. National championship they won. That's Ethan Dahlem, the sophomore, was checked in the game. Andrew Casey picks up a loose ball, finds Chris Pantelis. Pantelis to Tanner Gensler, 3-ball coming, and of course it's down, 46-15. But they go to the U and they win a national championship. They were in that famous game you may recall, if you're old enough, when Penn State walked out, or I beg your pardon, Miami walked out of the team dinner two nights before. Coach Wise tells a great story how he's about to get into a steak. He's the offensive line coach. Someone taps him on the shoulder and says, "We're out of here." But I spent some time with Coach Wise. I told him I'd be doing this Baldwin game. I told him I'd be mentioning his old friend, Dave Wannstedt, Baldwin alumni. He's made us proud of Western Pennsylvania. 48-15 is your score here. I'm going to need some more stories to fill up the back half of this broadcast, I would think. The big man Dorian underneath. I don't think it's really been working for the Highlanders. I got to tell you, it's 48-15 here. The JV game, which preceded this game, wasn't much better for these Highlanders. The final score was 50-20, and it wasn't that close. It wasn't as close as the score indicates. (48-15) with an even 3 minutes to play here on USA theme night. And the Highlanders are officially getting run out of the gym. So St. Clair 16-1, 7-1 in section, heading for another run-in with Mount Lebanon. Of course, the game here was as exciting and as packed as we've had a gymnasium here in some time. Lebo won by 10. That game was much closer than that. Pantelis with an open 3. A lot of backward spin on that ball. A nice soft touch. Darn near goes down. But Lebo's continued to win. They haven't lost in the section yet. Lebo's got 2 losses on the year. They lost to Kennedy Catholic, which is a really, really good Catholic program in northern Pennsylvania, northwestern Pennsylvania, on the Ohio line. They're exceptional. And then I think Joey David's squad lost in Missouri, where they went for their team trip preseason. It's number 0, Troy Lanier shooting, actually shooting a 1-and-1. (48-17). Can't get the second one to drop. Back come the Panthers. Luke Gensler working right side. That's what you call beating a guy off the dribble. That's what you call beating a dude straight up off the dribble. 50-17 is your score. Remember, the score was 50-20 in the JV game. So through 6 quarters, St. Clair 100. Baldwin 29. They're just getting killed on the rebounds. Effort plays, making shots, getting around. It's not been Baldwin's best effort. They're a better team than this. But they got hit early. They got hit in the mouth. And their plans, I'm sure, for this game have changed substantially. It's just a team that's a really playing pretty tight right now. A team that's in rhythm, a team that's playing with great chemistry. And you run out of adjectives to describe how well they're playing as a group, an unselfish group. Could see a healthy dose of subs in the second half, I would think. They just can't let them get to the basket that untouched. 54-17. We're gonna go to a break. Welcome back to Upper St. Clair High School, ladies and gentlemen. Phil Elias and Emma Freilich. 54-17. We've seen a first batch of some subs. We got Landon Roush, sophomore in, brother of Harvey. We've got Ethan Dahlem in there, Andrew Casey, Luke Geisler, and David Pantelis. St. Clair with a pretty healthy 34-point lead. Looks like both sides have subbed up here. Highlanders have got their starters out. David Pantelis is good for 2. Yeah, Baldwin's taking his 5 out. I will tell you, that last basket before the break, where they just let Pantelis go unmolested to the rim, that's an effort issue there. And I would have yanked 1, 2, 3, 4, or even 5 of them on that myself. We're down by 32. I'll get a different group out there and lose by 32. 56-17 is the score. Less than a minute to play in this runaway first half. On red, white, and blue night. Less than a minute to play in the first half. I'll give Emma and I some time to regroup and come up with a strategy for entertaining the folks on the other end of this broadcast in the second half. There is action coming up. This section play is going to be tighter than a tick down the stretch. Now you look at a program like Bethel, which is about 500, but you know darn well they can come in here and beat you. Absolutely no question about that. At Cannon Mac is going to be very difficult. It's a good basketball team. I think that is up there with the facility over in Bethel in terms of the toughest venues to shoot in this section. The site behind the basket matter a lot. You know, in Bethel, they've got basically a small college type of venue there where there's a bleachers and Coliseum seating, and then there's nothing really backdropping the basket. It's similar in Cannon Mac, although it's not Coliseum oval seating. They have bleachers on one side or the other. They've got an elevated track in there. They've got a track that's up high. And the rim away from the concession area down there kind of hangs because there's another room behind there. I think it's a wrestling room, and it may have a basket in it, or it may have a basketball court in it. But I've take a trip down there once a year with these Panthers typically. It's my observation they don't shoot as well there as, for instance, as they're shooting well here. Maybe that's something to do with Canamac's defense. 58-19 is your score, 36.8 to play in the first half. St. Clair's blowing this team out like I haven't seen in the varsity level in some time. 36.8. Andrew Casey with the rebound, hits Ethan Dahlem. Casey working against the press, loses the handle. .30 seconds to play. That's the younger Casey out there, seeing some action at the varsity level. Rebound taken away by Dahlem. Puts it up to David Pantelis. Pantelis, a lefty, goes left side, can't get it to work. There's a foul underneath. That'll send the Highlanders to the line, shooting 1-1.
Fouls on number 3, Ethan Dahlem.
Hits them both, 58-20. The Dalai Lama working. Throws a pass down to the young Casey. Finds David Pantelis. Pantelis to Landon Roush. Roush with a 3-ball, can't get it to work. Time expires in the first half, 58-20 at the half. We'll see in a bit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Phil Elias and Emma Freilich about ready to start the third quarter here at Upper St. Clair High School. Baldwin Highlanders trail the Upper St. Clair Panthers 58-20 as we start the second half of play, and both groups have returned with their starting 5 after subbing out at the end of the half. And see if the Highlanders get a little hop in the step here. And sure, what was said to them at the second half, I'd tell them to get out there and win the second half. Don't worry about the first. With that, we got a quick turnover in the Baldwin offensive zone. Luke Gensler starting off the second half, just like he did with the in the first. You remember he got the scoring started. He hit a 3 on the left-hand side. He tries a 3 down there. It doesn't work, and 2 trips in a row to the offensive zone. 2 turnovers for Baldwin, and you get the same type of activity down here, a little sloppy play as we this second half going. Highlanders weren't hitting shots. I think they tried to get a little inside game underneath going like that. St. Clair was hitting shots, didn't allow Baldwin to get to it. And I will say, I think there was a noticeable drop in effort by the young men in purple at the end of the second half, and you saw their coach take them out en masse. 58-22, you're scoring early here with 6.5. Baldwin's going to look to improve. That's your big man, Dorian Ford. I thought he had a good half, Dorian. I'm going to have to get down that court a little quicker. To be honest with you, as Chris Pantelis hits a 3-ball. Important. Basketball is a game of all out. Only 5 people on the floor per team. There is nowhere to hide. You will stick out if you're playing anything other than all-out basketball. 63-22 with 2 minutes. It was 58-20 at the half. We'll keep an eye on that and see who wins this second half. Baldwin taking a little bit more time maybe in the offensive zone. Yeah, big 3-ball. That's her first 3 of the game. Number 2, Sean Grippler. The Highlanders turn the Panthers over. Left side, another three coming. That's good. Christian Boggs, the senior, is good for three from the left side. And trying to pressure St. Clair a little bit. Trap the ball carrier. Luke Geisler, left side of the rim, a little too strong, can't get it to fall. Back come the Highlanders, working on a little bit of a run. We got a foul. Number 4, Christian Boggs going up on the right side. He will shoot two. 63-28 is your score. Baldwin hit 2 threes there. I don't remember him hitting a 3 in the first half. What was the timeout about? There was a whistle right before his first shot. And we had an official over at the scorer's table explaining something. I'm not sure. They're trying to figure out who the foul was on. I'm not sure what they're talking about. Gave a thumbs up. I'm not sure what that was about. Maybe they're trying to get the that's his first. It's good. We got some subs coming in now. David Pantelis, Andrew Casey are in. Ben Sandusky, Luke Geisler take a break for St. Clair. Senior Christian Boggs, number 4, hits them both. Highlanders on an 8-0 run here. And they're going to turn these Panthers over. Here comes another 3 ball. It's off the front of the rim. Gensler with the rebound. Lob pass down to David Pantelis. Pantelis finds Gensler. Gensler's good for 2. That gives T. Gens 12 on the day. Number 0, Troy Lanier, right side. He's good for 2, and he'll get a chance to go and shoot to make it a 3-point play. Senior Troy Lanier can't convert. She's a junior. Can't convert on the 3-point play, and Luke Gensler goes coast to coast, deposits a 2, makes it 67-32. Under 4 to play here in the third quarter. Lanier working right side, gets his pocket picked by David Pantelis. David Pantelis, nice unselfish play, finds Andrew Casey underneath the rim. It's good for 2. Christopher Pantelis is a benefactor of a poke-away steal by the sophomore, number 22, Luke Gensler. And Chris Pantelis is in double digits now. I think he's got 21 on the evening. Really good article on him, as I was talking about in the first half in this week's Almanac. Christopher's heading off to the Baltimore area for college. He's going to study and play football at Johns Hopkins, which is a fantastic accomplishment for the young man. 4.7 was his grade point average. And he's got 23 on the evening. Lob ball for the big man, Ford. It's not there, 71-32. Ethan Dahlem working right side. Man concept defense. Highlanders turn the Panthers over. Here come the Highlanders in transition, and good for a bucket. We're going to go to a Baldwin timeout. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Upper St. Clair High School, ladies and gentlemen. Phil Elias joined by Emma Freilich on the camera. 71-34. St. Clair leads it. They inbound the ball. Baldwin turns him over. The press, right back it comes to St. Clair. Tanner Gensler working left side. Little mini fadeaway. Turns into a three-point opportunity. And that's down. I tell you what, Tanner's game has improved in all phases. He's a very good outside shooter now, too. His game is inside and outside. Now he's 6'4". Runs the length of the floor, plays physical, is a team leader, is an unselfish player. Candidly, I think he plays with a bit of a chip, which I think you need. I've seen him unhappy out there with opponents. Plays with a bit of a chip, and his game has improved in every facet, including shooting. I see him in warm-ups just dropping threes. And he hit that one there. Here's another one coming right side. At the back of the rim, that was contested. Panthers by 40 with a minute 44 to play. Good crowd up here tonight. Tell you what I don't get. I'm going to have to do it on halftime. I haven't hit our concession stand yet. You can't during play, right? You got to... I mean, if I had someone doing color who could spell me play-by-play, maybe I'd slide down there and get a slice. Three ball coming from the left side, not good. Rebound taken away. Rebound taken away from Luke Gensler. His own rebound. No-look missile pass underneath. Andrew Casey, 76-34. The team is in sync as they have been. Showed in Peters. Danny Holzer, Dookie Holzer. He's got him pointed in the right direction. 76-34. I'm not sure what they're doing with the clock up there, Emma. They're going to have to fix it now. Why are they running the clock? You know, he had a full timeout put up there. So they got to let the timeout roll, and then it'll pop back. You play basketball, Emma? Did you ever play? Have you ever played? 76-34. It's 12 seconds to play in this quarter. Oh, they're letting it run. David Pantelis does not get there in time. 76-34 at the end of three. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. About to start the fourth quarter. Phil Elias joined on the camera by Emma Freilich. 76-34 is your score. St. Clair leads. Possession arrow favors the Panthers. Holzer's gone to, he's down there talking to some of his underclassmen. A wholesale sub coming in here pretty soon. Left side, Andrew Casey. Casey to Chris Pantelis. Pantelis jacks a three, can't get it to drop. Rebound taken away. Troy Lanier. It's kicked away. Clock's running, so there must be a mercy rule at 40 points. Clock doesn't stop. See, it's still running. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Unless both sides agree to it. I'm going to have to ask Dookie Holzer after the game. But the clock is running, even after whistles. And three ball coming from the right side, in and out. Well, it's 8:34 here in the East. 7 minutes on the clock with a running clock. That means this game will be over at 8:41. So here come the subs. This is the next wave of young men. We don't want to look past our seniors. It's just a heck of an effort. We got a group that's coming into its own. I get time, I may pop up here at practice tomorrow. They've knocked the socks off of this team. Who do we got in? Let's take a look. Landon on the right side here with the ball. Landon Roush. Jacob Kingseed. It's Mr. Kingseed down there, number 35. It's a 3-ball by David Pantelis. He's a sophomore now. Ethan Dahlem and Jacob Casey. Those are your guys. Casey with the rebound, kicks it out to Roush. Roush wants the 3, can't get it to drop. Ball goes away, it's OB. And that clock continues to run, 5:50. You can give the student section a little something to get rambunctious about. I want to see some of their classmates that don't get much varsity time get in. So we've got sophomore. I think Mr. Kingseed's a junior, but I'm not sure. Definitely a look at the future, Panthers. Landon Roush, right side. Those will be 2 for Landon. He's good for 2. 81-34, 5 minutes to play, running clock. 3-ball coming left side. Big 33, can't get it to drop. A lot of the guys I saw from Baldwin in the JV game. Kingseed finds Casey. Casey dribble drives right side. Feeds it back into the big man, Kingseed. Kingseed on the floor 3 times for a dribble. Works it underneath. And Zach Kingseed's good for 2. Dahlem tries to get a save, can't work. 83-34. Freshman Jamie Smith has checked in. Smith with the turnover, goes to Casey, left side, he's good for 2. Jake Casey is good for 2. 4 to play. Guys are playing with a little hop now. They were playing with a little hop. So the score was 58-20. So it's 27-14 St. Clair in the second half. They've expanded. Baldwin working on the offensive side. How you guys doing? What's up, fellas? Mind the cameras. Baldwin's getting outscored in the second half. They got outscored in the first half, too. $85-34, 3 to play. A couple of Baldwin faithful going to beat the traffic. That's what you saw in front of your television screens. 3-ball coming from way out, doesn't work. Back come your Panthers. We got freshman, sophomore, junior. Kingseed with a 3-jack. Off of the back of the iron. Long rebound taken away by the Highlanders. 2.5 to play. Big 33 underneath. Double pump gets it to work. It's a 49-point lead. Smith finds an open Jay Casey. Jay Casey drains a 3 from the left side. The lead is back to 50. Timeout, full timeout, Baldwin. That will stop the clock. And we'll be right back to you after this break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with Philly Lies and Emma Freilich for the last 2 minutes. 88-36 is the score. The Highlanders are fully subbed. as are your Panthers. Next game, this is Friday. They'll play against Tuesday. I think they're at Canonsburg, at Canamac Tuesday, which will be a tough matchup. King Seed had a notion on that left-handed, on that left side three ball. Thinks again, Smith right side. He'll jack a three. Ball's loose, taken away by Jake Casey. And a minute 20 to play. King Seed working underneath. There's a minute left. That clock's going to continue to wind. This will run the Panthers to a 17-1 record. And the Panthers are going to finish with at least 20 wins, I got to think. Zach King Seed jacks a three. Down to 30. 88-38 is going to be your final here. I don't care if they score again, Emma. We're going to call it a night. You can hit just the next 30. The final will be an even 50 unless the Highlanders can do something here. 20 seconds to play. Your Panthers are running up, are now 17-1. And again, next Tuesday at Canonsburg. And then home Friday against Bethel. Landon Rouse, left side. Why not? 90-38 is going to be your final. On behalf of Phil Elias and Emma Freilich, we wish you a good night, everyone. Good night.